You have set a meeting with a broker to come interview you. You're going to create your own 8 through 40. So you're going to go through the 8 categories, and you're going to put a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. You put in whatever numbers you want and then total it. Do not let the broker see what you've just done. So you have determined that you have authority, you don't have the authority, that you do have resources, you don't have resources, that the center's worth $10 million, but you've got a $20 million mortgage. I'm leaving it up to you. That you want to sell it, you don't want to sell it. You want to refinance it, you want to look for a joint venture partner. You create your own case study. The broker is going to come in and interview you in 4 minutes. I want you to give them word responses which are similar to the number you've placed in that category. For example, if they come into you and say, can you share with me your authority, or who makes the decisions on who you would list this property with, and you had a 5, what kind of words would you give the broker? You're talking to him. If you had a 3, what would you say? I'm the asset manager. I report to the owner. If you had a 1 in there, you'd say, I'm the electrician. And I haven't even been paid yet. I don't know who to talk to. Well, why are you asking me that? So, all right. Now, brokers, raise your hands again. You can ask any question you want except this question. I'm just curious, what's your authority 1 through 5? You can't ask that question. You can say, do you have the authority? So, owners, raise your hands. You cannot give them the number at any time. Not until the end of the exercise that the broker has determined what they think you are. I'm going to walk around the room and get some brokers to volunteer. I'm going to find out who is the best interviewing broker in the room today. The best broker who comes closest to the owner without the owner giving the broker the numbers is going to be the winner. So who were our 30s on the last one? Raise your hand. We had 2 of them. Y'all were the winners. Let's see if you guys, the rest of you, are now going to have an interview opportunity. So those who are playing the owners, drop in your numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Total it. You can be no lower than an 8, no higher than a 40. We're going to let the broker interview the owner for 4 minutes. I'm going to say time. And then they got to quickly say, that sounds like a 3, that sounds like a 4, that sounds like a 5, and you total it. We will then, for the first time after the exercise, don't do it before I say it's okay, after the exercise, we will compare the owner's totals and the broker's totals. Do you all understand the exercise? All right. There should be no discussion for the next minute between the 2 of you. Owners, you're on your own. Drop in your numbers. Do not let the broker see what you're doing. All right. Owners, can you share your numbers with the brokers? No, Mike, I can't do that. Do all owners have your numbers dropped in and they all circled and totaled? You got that? Say, yeah, Mike, we got that. All right, brokers, you ready to do the interview? You got 4 minutes. Don't embarrass yourself. Begin the interview. Go. All right, time. All right, now listen. Broker, you're on your own for the next minute. Now what you're going to do and say, all right, this is what I heard. I read the body language. I listened to the responses. Now let me score the prospect. So what you would essentially do, and we're delighted to give you these worksheets, is you'd write in keywords, and based upon those keywords, you'd write down, that's a 3, that's a 2, that's a 4, and then you total it. Those who played the owner of the shopping center, make sure you've got your individual scores and your total circled. Don't let the broker see it. The broker that comes closest to the seller will win. Is there a broker that's not looked at their seller score and says, I got it. I'm Lipsy, I want to volunteer. My score, if it's not right on, it's close. Do I have a broker that's thinking, you were the broker, right? You're thinking my vibe is, I read this guy, right? What was your total? 26. What was your total? 26. Boom! How'd you know that? You didn't see it? You just based on the information, you were able to, and it took you 5 minutes, right? And so is this one someone you'd want to pursue or not?
No.
So 26 is a solid first-time score, but you're thinking it's not going to get much better, right? Interesting. Was there one category that was particularly low that troubled you? So he got a low score in expectations. And we see that all the time. Interesting.
Expectations and needs.
All right. Do I have a broker that really is excited about their prospect? What was your total?
33.
Who was your client? What was your total? Boom, 1 point away. Another good job. Good for you. Who else thinks they're close? What was your total?
I had 24.
What was your total? 33? I want all of you to compare your scores with your partner, not just the total, but individually. See how you did. And here's what's crazy. We work with a lot of wonderful senior brokers that just aren't as thorough as they know they should be in the needs analysis, because what happens is they've been in the business for a long time and you want to sell, come make a listing presentation. If you said, Mike, what's one of the big surprises I see, particularly among senior brokers, is the lack of truly a thorough needs analysis. So this is a best practice. You don't just use the first couple years of your career. You use it on those first-time phone calls, you use it on those meetings. How many of you were within 4 or 5 points of your partner? Fantastic. So you were what?
25.
And you were?
24.
Good job. And you're going to find if you just follow the yellow brick road, and I typically would never start with resources. I typically would start, are there other people that are involved in helping you make this decision? So I sometimes go to authority. And then I come back with expectations to find out, are they realistic? Because I want to find out, do they think they're going to sell it for a 2 cap in a 7 cap marketplace, which is the situation over here. So I kind of, I don't work RUNCLEAR. I kind of move around. And then as I start establishing the rapport, and the quickest way to establish rapport is be mindful of rate of speech, don't invade their space, ask good questions, give them time to respond. Then I would start moving into questions like resources, can they perform financially?